Hello and welcome to Make Some Noise. This is episode number 33, and I got my good friends Coosh and Pete Rizzi from the band Who on Earth. Now, guys, I just love the name. I love the logo. How did you come up with that?
Oh, geez. The name, I mean, we must have gone through like 100, 200 names, Kush, and everything was taken. Like any name you could think of
Yeah.
was taken. And then for some reason, who on earth, I don't know, but we must have heard the phrase somewhere and I probably typed it in. Let me see if this is available. I was like,
And
there's
it
no
just rolls
way.
off the tongue, too. That's the thing, And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
three words. It's so simple. But, last time I interviewed you guys, we were just talking about that was a little over a year ago. At the time, you were promoting your single and your music video for cover of Starship, Jefferson Starship's song Jane, and I really encourage people to check out the video because not only is it such a cool video, but what I love about that is that you didn't go for the obvious choice of okay, well let's cover Somebody to Love or one of the radio hits and like then I went back after watching your video, checked out the original Jefferson Starship version, and so it's pretty cool, what you guys did with that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and
We
so yeah, go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, no, I mean, we did the same thing with Hold the Line. Like it's not like a top 10 of all time, but it's
Yeah,
popular and wanted to give that one its due. And Jane, we felt was even like less appreciated. So we
yeah,
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 wanted to heavy that one up a little bit. And we had fun getting our Amazon costumes on and
yeah. All those costumes, I tell you, they were so over the top, you know. And as I was sharing with Pete too, I discovered you guys have this great new video for the song "Good Man Down." It's kind of your take on, like, as Pete was telling me off there, 1970s sitcoms, which I just love, and I go back. Those are like special memories from my childhood, so I can relate. I love the video, and once again, what I love about the video, it's so not so much over the top, but it's you can see the comedy factor. You guys got a great sense of humor, if you will.
Thank you. Well,
Yeah,
we like to spice it up a little bit. We don't like to do the same thing every time. And Pete's the leader on that. He's like, what are we going to do this time? We have to beat the last one. We have to, nobody wants to see the same video over and over again in the same style. So Pete
Exactly.
likes, yeah, Pete likes to get creative with it and, bend the rules a little bit. And then he's like, yeah, we're the artists. We can do whatever we want.
I
So
dig that.
we
Yeah.
do it.
And
And I
I mean
love
this
that. It's
we
the
did
best.
this on we did this for what, like a couple $100. I mean, we
Yeah.
literally did
Yeah.
it at my house at a real band practice before a real band practice on my front lawn, at my door. That's my house,
Looked like a
like
wicked barbecue. That's what it looked like.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you guys
So,
actually having fun and hanging out. I love that, and I love what Koos just said is, hey, it's our band. We can do what we want, and he's so right because if you go to the YouTube page, as I did today, just kind of prepping for tonight's interview, the thing that's obvious right away is how different each song and video is. I mean, I urge people to go check out the video for Jane and Good Man Down, and then go watch the video for Dogs. It is much more heavier of a song. It's much more aggressive, almost full blown metal, if you will. I don't know if you describe the video as AI animated, but I dug it for what it
No, it's
was.
CGI. CGI. It's
CGI,
not
yeah,
AI.
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
CG. Yeah, yeah.
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 That was all done with green screen and everything. And you wouldn't believe how much you get cramped having to stand in the same position for 17 takes and your calves are burning.
Yeah.
You got to glue your feet to the floor and you got to try to do everything all in that one spot. It was definitely different for sure.
And that's why I would imagine going to see you guys play live. It's got to be a very unique experience for the audience because, as we've just explained here, each song is so drastically different. I mean, you have a song that's almost full blown on metal, ones that's
Yeah.
maybe a little more poppy, you got hard rock elements, classic rock, a little bit of everything for folks. And so I imagine it can't be too easy coming up with a set list.
It's tough. Well, especially a lot of our sets have been just, we're opening for bigger bands, so we're getting 30 minutes. So that's our biggest struggle. It's like we want to get as much music as we can in there and show the diversity of the band, but it's tough leaving some of them out, like, oh, we really wanted to get this one in, and you just can't, if you can get even 40 minutes, 45, then it's like we can really kind of show the full palette. But it is what it is, right now we're just trying to,
I mean,
jam
I
in
do
what we
think that's a
can.
good problem to have, Pete, as far as having different types of material to draw from. But again, when people are seeing it live, it's got to be quite a different experience because you can take them from like, you know, 20 to 80 and, just a couple of songs.
Yeah, yeah. And the good thing is we can tailor the sets. If we're opening for a band that's more metal, we can, put a set together that's more metal. If it's
Yeah.
a little bit more on the rock side, we can, so that's another good thing that we have. We can throw the covers in if we need to, if it's a more, you know, uh mainstream type of band that we're playing with.
Yeah. And the
So
cool thing about the covers too is, again, you guys didn't go with the obvious choice, stuff that's already been proven to be a hit. You went some stuff that's not as maybe well known. And I also dig the fact that, a lot of bands, they do cover songs, let's be honest, because maybe they're not, even the writing of the original materials maybe not up to snuff. And hey, let's go with something that's a proven hit, Whereas you guys
yeah.
really don't need to do it for that reason because your writing style is so unique and original. And I think that's why you've accomplished that is a very unique sound, kind of a sound all your own, if you will. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's we're not so much what we're going for, but yeah, it's we're just trying to write good songs like Coosh always says, and that's the main driver. And yeah, it looks like we're starting to get some good momentum, and we're starting to really maybe carve out a very small little piece that we'll hopefully be able to build on. And with the covers, we put them out as in between
Sure,
releases of original music
sure.
as something to keep content and have fun with. And like you mentioned, dogs. Yeah, we went from Jane having a good time, but like
Yeah.
then we went into Vigilance, and then we had done dogs. Like the real band is more about like talking about how fucked up things are in the world, with a heavy edge and a rebellious edge. But look, we like to have a good time. We're doing this to have fun.
Yeah, and so in regards to the latest video for the song "Good Man Down," Pete was sharing with me off the air, folks watching this, that it's kind of based on their love of 1970s sitcom, which I really have a love for myself. And Pete, you were sharing with me that you have a mutual thing that we love, Happy Days. I mean, how big of an influence was that on you, like growing up? I mean, I know as a kid, I wanted to be the Fonz, if you know what I mean.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was my go-to. Happy Days was one of my favorites. I mean,
I mean, it was Tuesday night for me, like Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Three's
yeah.
Company. That was the night for me. I had to be home, you know.
Too Close for Comfort was one. Yeah, there was so many great ones.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
when I was yeah,
yeah,
when I was a kid, Happy Days was my nemesis because my buddy Mike Hubba, we're always playing outside, but when Happy Days was on, he's in the house.
wow.
So, when you're out there and you kind of got your little click, and we got to like wait an hour for him to go watch Happy Days.
Wow. And
He's just a
Happy
freak
Days,
about it.
yeah, Happy Days was what kind of you wanted to have a family like that, but the older we get, we realize not everybody came from a family like that, and like the Cunninghams welcome everybody into their house, and again, the Fonz was just the coolest thing. I wanted to be I believed all that stuff. I really believed. Hey, he snaps his finger, girls come running, or he hit the wall and the lights would come on.
Yeah, yeah. I
How are
mean, the
you?
fact that he was best friend, like Ron Howard, Richie Cunningham, and Fonz were best friends, like they
Yeah,
couldn't be more opposite. Was like,
they kind of
such a
needed each
big
other in
part.
a way. They
Yeah.
um, like he was always there to save everybody with Fonz. He was a local hero, and that's the other thing is till I watched Happy Days, I really didn't know what a nerd was, but it became apparent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned Too Close for Comfort, of course. Ted Knight, the late great Ted Knight. I mean, who was on Mary Tyler Moore. That's another underrated. How about you, Cooch? Did you have any favorite TV sitcoms from back in the day?
When a TV kid, I was an outdoor kid.
Okay, okay,
I,
good to
I
know.
was the I was the oldest of five. I didn't want to be in the house.
Yeah, and so Cooch is the front man for anybody interesting. So I was curious, Cooch, like as far as singers that influenced you growing up, I imagine you have a wide range of singers, but who would be your top five? Would you say?
Oh, like
Like
uh
we say really had an influence on you. Like that guy, he made me want to become a singer.
oh, I don't know if I really had anybody that pushed me towards it. I loved singing all the time, but you know, when it comes down to it, you know,
Well, that's
Dio for
okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Robert Plant, um, Lou Graham,
Oh, great guys. Yeah.
and then for me, Phil Collins. I've always been a huge fan of Phil Collins.
That's interesting.
Uh,
And Phil Collins, I've been reading a lot about him lately. He started out as a drummer and then later in life he became a lead singer too. Thank God because he's 80 years old now from what I hear. He's having health issues, but he got to a point in life where he damaged his hand so much from playing the drums. Thank God he had singing to fall back on. But yeah, that's kind of what he's been going through the last couple of years.
yeah, the reason he ended up being the singer is because they brought singers in, and he
Yeah,
would sing the songs to teach them how the songs would go.
yeah,
And he did it so many times that they're like, "Yeah, we don't need anybody. We're
yeah,
good.
Wow.
Genesis is solid." You
yeah.
know?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, even as great as Peter Gabriel was in that band, I mean, Phil Collins. When I think of Genesis, I myself think of Phil Collins and all the great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, true. But I mean, there had to be some sort of you know, social dysfunction having Peter Gabriel in that band. We know what
Yeah,
it's like having weird guys in the band with us, but
Oh boy. Yeah.
I think because that's a big thing with the guys we got now, they're incredible. They really are.
yeah.
They're
So the
family.
guys you
They're
have in the
family.
band now are these guys you knew from the music scene, or did you audition them?
Well, let's see. We got so I don't know. Since the last time we spoke, we probably Jimmy was our guitar one of our guitar players. He's no longer with us, and then
Okay.
Howie's been our drummer, but he took over for our former drummer, I guess about 2 years ago. And Howie and I knew each other from when we were young, and just life came full circle, and we crossed paths again. And Howie jumped in, and I mean, literally from the start, just tightened up our sound, gave us such a tastier, more locked in the pocket type of groove. And now we've got, Johnny's still our main guitar player, and we've had a couple guys playing with us and writing with us, and we're doing the dance with a couple guys. But the way Coosh and I look at it is we've got to be, it's hard for us to find guys who want to do original music and really dedicate to it because the money's
Wow,
in the
that's kind of
tribute.
unique because I usually see it the other way where people they don't want to do covers. They're like, no, we want to
Uh,
do our own original thing. But that's
Not
interesting.
here.
Now,
Not.
you said the other guys get to contribute to the writing, but being that you guys are the two original members, the founding members, um, I imagine at this point it's your band, and you probably you have a vision for the band, if you will. So is it hard to let other people come in and contribute?
Absolutely not. We're like inviting, and we want as much input as we can. And when we go to this, we're writing new songs now. I mean, we just put out an album, but you're already writing the next album.
Yeah,
It's new to everybody who's got it, but we've been sitting with these songs, and so we're already writing, and it's been great. The way Howie contributes, Johnny, it's just been a great chemistry. So
yeah,
no, to me, a song isn't its best until everybody's had a crack at it.
yeah,
And the changing of a beat, going to halftime, or just ending a rhythm in a certain way, or varying a certain part changes a song materially.
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, we welcome that.
So typically when you guys write songs, I was curious, does it typically start off with a riff, or have you ever written where maybe you start off with the lyrics?
Working on that now.
Oh wow,
Yeah, we,
yeah,
we have typically done the music first, but recently, and there will be some songs on the next album where we started with a really catchy chorus. Getting the chorus is the heart. Yeah, that's what you when you have a good chorus. We've never built a song around a good chorus, right?
yeah,
And that's what we're doing now. And it's interesting. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. You figure, all right, we got the
yeah.
chorus. Well, but writing to that is something that's new to us. So we're
And
we're
like
working
Good
on.
Man Down, I was curious. like did you guys kind of have a concept of a song like, well, let's write a song about this, and then you got your topic, and then you kind of just write around that, or did the topic come as you were writing?
Well, what it is, Pete makes the music. So, and he'll come with a title. He goes and he'll say, I have this feeling
Yeah,
that comes with this song. And they're like, all right, well, let's get down to it and let's start figuring it out. And so he comes up with the music and I guess the feeling of the song, and then we start interpreting it and put words to it.
and then what's interesting, I'm sure you guys have experienced this, is talking about interpretation. What you've written the song about, but I'm sure you've had fans come up and, hey, I really love the song. A good what was it, a good man down. It reminded me of having spending some fun times with my mom and dad when they were still alive, and you're like, well, obviously it's not about that, but hey, I'm glad it brings back these memories for you.
Yeah. I mean, that's the cool thing about it. Some of them, this one might be lyrically more obvious as to what it's about.
Yeah,
Sometimes we try to be a little bit more cryptic or a little bit more, we don't want to give it away,
yeah,
That's something we've picked up on other artists. Like Tool does that. You don't know what the hell he's, we don't like to be that cryptic, but you want people to be able to interpret it in a way that they can get with. There is no one way, but I know
yeah,
with Good Man Down, it was just about, getting knocked down or getting beat up or maybe screwing up your life and getting a
yeah,
second chance with a helping hand or being a helping hand. It was meant to be positive. It was meant
yeah,
to
yeah.
be like, hey, don't live in regret, man. Hold your head up high, and there's always the next day to start over and do the next
And
right
definitely,
thing.
when I watch some of these videos by Who on Earth, another thing that really is obvious is that you guys don't really plot your course, if you know what I mean. Like where some bands are like, okay, now on the next album we need to have a commercial song, a ballad, and an instrumental. You just go in there and you do, and whatever comes out comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so, Pete, who are some of your bass heroes? Like, the guys that really influenced you growing up that said, okay, I want to do that.
Damn it. Well, the number one for me was Steve Harris from Iron Maiden. I had
Nice.
tried a very small attempt at guitar and hated it. And then I heard Iron Maiden's first couple albums and I was like, wow, what is that? I mean, between the album artwork and the sound and then the bass, that was big for me. Geddy Lee was another one. Chris Squire. Gene Simmons. I loved Old Kiss. They got some great bass lines. I think one of the first songs I ever learned was Detroit Rock City, you know. They're trying to teach me notes in theory. I'm like, I want to play Detroit Rock City,
Oh, yeah.
And Geezer from Sabbath, man,
Yeah.
especially the Dio albums.
I was going to say,
Heaven and
yeah,
Hell.
because,
Yeah,
Geezer, what's so inspirational about him, I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but, Ozzy was a singer in Sabbath and Dio, but um, until Dio joined the band, Geezer wrote all the Black Sabbath songs. He was a writer.
oh
And
yeah,
Tony obviously did the riffs, but not so much Ozzy. And it's kind of interesting that we learned this out later. And you mentioned Steve Harris, another one that
yeah,
wrote a lot. He was the main songwriter in Maiden. Gene Simmons, very influential, I think, because not just a bass player, but a lead
yeah,
singer. He wrote a lot of the songs. So another guy
yeah.
that could kind of do it all. And on top of it, he was a showman. Breathes fire, spits blood, kind of did all that too.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. You point out that the commonality of all of them was that they were lead instruments. They were, they were part of the song making process, which maybe that's why, I gravitated towards them.
Yeah, yeah. Typically people would think, and I'm guilty of this in my life too. Like, oh, the singer, he's the guy who writes everything. Well, it depends on the band, not necessarily. I mean, like in Motley Crue, Vince Neil's the singer, but let's be honest, Nikki Sixx is the principal songwriter. He's the one that wrote most of that stuff. Yeah,
Well, look, you don't have a song until you have melodies in
yeah,
my mind. We can write great musical
yeah,
pieces, but no one's going to listen to that until they hear Coosh singing. So
yeah.
it's his voice, it's his melodies, it's his accents, his delivery, his helping you, wanting you to believe what he's saying and feel what he's saying. I mean, the music could be fantastic, but that means nothing without that. So yeah, I write a lot of the music, but it's what we come up with as concepts, lyrics, and his delivery that really makes it a song. So we need
Because
it
you
all.
can imagine if you wrote a great song, but you had a shitty vocalist. I mean, not gonna do
Happens
it.
a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
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 And sometimes they just go with it because whatever, it's been working as long as it's been working. But I can tell you guys take a lot of pride in what you do now. Coosh, I'd imagine as a front man, it's one thing going to the studio and record a song, but when you're performing live, I imagine you deliver it quite differently.
Yeah. And it was funny when we did Fozzy, I delivered too much on the first night.
Oh, wow.
I went full studio quality on the first night, and then I was hurting pretty good on the second night. But
Oh,
then
wow.
I had to get myself under control. I had to, the excitement level had to bring it down a little bit, is what it was. We were there, we were like, I thought we were all just going to start hugging and stuff, like, yeah,
Oh, wow.
this is
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
And because the crowds were on fire.
I can imagine. Yeah.
As soon as we started playing, these people, the first minute, they were like confused. And then all of a sudden it clicked for them and they got it and they were into it so hard. And I was in love with these people,
It's
you
so
know?
different. It's so different from what's out there. And so you said that you opened for Fozzy. Man, I bet you gave Fozzy a run for their money. And what a great show the audience must have got that night. Two great bands.
Oh, that's what
And
I
we had,
said.
yeah,
Yeah, they loved it. They were all in. They said that the audience came to us afterwards and said, who would think we were going to get an opener like this? And they all became instant fans. I mean, ask Pete. They came over. They wanted pictures. They wanted autographs. They're buying
yeah.
merch. They're like, and thankfully, we felt that on stage. And that's when I was like, Pete's like looking at me. He's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going for it."
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
Pete,
yeah,
why don't you
yeah.
tell people if they want to get a hold of, like, if they want to order some merchandise or some CDs, what's the best way they can do that?
We have them all on our website. So that is Who on Earth Band, whoonearththeband.com. We have everything. You can find out our shows, all our merch. We've got CDs, we've got vinyl. We even have a 7 inch for any other way and Vigilance. Those are really cool.
7 inch leather heel. Yeah,
7 inch. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Remember those 7 inches? I mean, I used to get all the Iron Maiden ones. They were
yeah.
fucking
Big
awesome.
7 inch.
The
Hey,
7 inch. Yeah.
speaking
So,
of that, Pete, being the obvious Kiss fan that you are, that's one thing we have in common. I'm sure you've heard about Kiss. In a couple of weeks coming out with Kiss Destroys Anaheim 1976.
oh, that's going to be cool.
Yeah,
Really.
that's actually the 50th anniversary of Destroyer, so they put out this live
Oh,
concert from
wow.
'76 for the Destroyer tour. It costs like $13.99, but if you're a Kiss fan, I think you dig it. Yeah.
I was 6 years old. I probably had the Kiss drum set and the Kiss trading cards, and they were marketing geniuses, right?
Yeah, in
Brilliant.
fact, I would say, Who on Earth? I mean, you got all these influences you mentioned, but that are obvious. But I would bet going to see your band live is kind of a cross between Kiss and something like Slipknot. Even because, like, watching the video for Dogs and all the other videos, you get in your costumes, you get dressed up. It's so over the top. It's like nothing they've ever seen before.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when we get on stage, to be honest with you, man, we literally plug in. We don't have any backing tracks. We don't have any towers of computer equipment. We literally plug in and we play,
Wow.
just like it did in the 70s. And we don't have, hopefully they have a projector they could put our logo up, and then we just want to get face to face and get in the crowd's mush. And that's the best way to do it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and I'll tell you something I bet you guys haven't even thought of, but it'd be cool, I think. Uh, have you guys ever thought of, especially who's kind of having a Santa Claus look, of doing like a Who on Earth Christmas album? And
Talking
you
about
could,
doing a song. I don't know about a whole album.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
just even a song, yeah, yeah, that would be fun. Like, I don't know, but uh, people laugh, but like I've heard some pretty good rock Christmas albums. Like, um, funny thing is, Twisted Sister put one out a number of years ago, and believe it or not, it has overtaken "Stay Hungry" as their most popular album. If you could believe that.
Wow, is that right? That's
Yeah,
amazing. And I
yeah,
know they used to do a show to support it every
like every
Christmas.
couple
And
of years, yeah. And
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
and
Oh,
then also
that's
Striper put out a killer one last year. It's pretty killer. And if you look at the Christmas music, most of them are got like stories. Like Striper does this one. "Take It to the Mountain." I'd heard the song before, but I come to find out that the song itself is over like 300 years old, and it used
Oh
to
wow.
originally it was like a gospel song,
Yeah,
Oh,
I well,
and
doesn't
like "Joy to
surprise
the
me.
World's" even older than that. I forget how old,
Wow.
but
We'll get around to doing. Well, yeah, yeah. The thing is, you got to start writing them in like July,
yeah,
and it's like I'm not in the Christmas mood right now.
In
It's
fact,
like
I have a friend that plays in a band, a guitar by the name of Mick Michaels at Corners of Sanctuary, and he was telling me last 10 years or so they put out like a Christmas tune. They got enough where they put out a couple Christmas albums, and he says the fun thing is, typically they're a metal band. He says, but I tell you, Jason, we release a Christmas song every year. The fans have come to expect that from us, and he said you'd be surprised that we get more of our Christmas music played that time than any time. He says they
yeah.
play more of the Christmas music for the different radio stations than they do our regular metal songs.
It does not surprise me. I mean, we'll get to it one of these days, but we said we want to write our own song and we want it to be about a topic. It's hard to find a holiday song, an angle of it that hasn't been hit on. But I'm sure if and when we do it, it'll be something a little deeper and a little more of a unique angle about the holidays.
I mean, I bet you guys could even do your own kind of YouTube like series or something. I bet that would be fun. Like get to
Yeah.
know the band. Yeah,
That's a good idea. Who on earth is who on earth, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
There's so much you guys can do. Well, I've really enjoyed catching up with you guys, and we'll have to do it again. I'm going to continue following you because I tell you, I really urge people if they want to know more about your band, check out the Facebook page, the official page Pete gave us. Go on their YouTube page because that's where you'll find all the killer videos, and they're all so different and so over the top. But I think if you go on the YouTube channel and check out some videos, you become an instant fan like I did.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having us. It's great to see you again, man. It feels
And
like
I
we
mean,
were just talking to you, but man, the time flies. So,
yeah, it really does.
yeah,
I mean,
it does.
yeah.
and in fact, I reached out to another band and I found and talked to them like a year, and she tells me, "Oh, the band just decided to break up." Oh, okay. Like,
Oh,
yeah, life
It
happens
happens,
sometimes,
man.
but hopefully you guys will
bands
be
break
around
up.
for many more
Yeah.
years. So I had one last question. Have you guys, where are you guys from?
I'm from New York City and now I live in Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I was just curious, have you guys had a chance to take the show like outside the local area, or do you hope to one day?
Oh,
Say that
yeah, we
again.
we have taping a show.
No, I'm talking about like if you've been to other states or pretty much
Oh
stayed in.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
we've been to North Carolina. We were down in Virginia. We were in Michigan. We were in Illinois,
that's great.
Pennsylvania. We're going to be in Florida in November. Some big shows coming up. We're going to be all over the Northeast, and then we're talking about Europe next March. So,
That'll be fun.
um,
Okay, we'll have to talk before then. But thanks
yeah,
for Pete and Coosh for catching up with me. It was great talking to you guys, and we will do it again. Okay.
yeah. I
I
look
look
forward
forward
to
to
it,
it.
buddy. Thank you, man.
Take
Appreciate
care.
it.
Bye bye. Rock
Bye,
on.
man.